There are few things more rewarding than sharing your passion with your kids. Luckily, my daughter likes to shoot, and if you hear that steel, she's pretty good at it. But once your kid gets past a lever action BB gun, what's next? I would say a 22 of some kind. Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical, your source for Second Amendment news, gun reviews, and more. Today's video falls into that and more category. Are you a parent, a father, mother, maybe an aunt or an uncle? You have children, nieces, nephews that you would like to pass on your passion for firearms and the Second Amendment to? Well, this video might be for you. I'm a single father of a wonderful 11-year-old daughter. She is the thing that is the most important to me in the world. And so we do everything together, literally everything. And since I spend a lot of my time shooting, running a gun YouTube channel, she comes with me to the range quite a bit. And there are a few things that I've learned when it comes to passing on my passion for firearms to her. And we're going to talk about those things in this video. So make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned. This is a Heritage Rough Rider single action revolver, and it's got no recoil, not super loud, a great first pistol for your kid. You ready, sweetie? So let's, safety's off. All you gotta do is pull the trigger. Line up your sights. Don't be scared of it. There you go. Make sure you line up your sights.
No, I just showed the end of the mountain.
I know, but you still want to line up your sights. I like that smile. All right, that's it. 6 shots. So the very first thing that I learned was this. When I started taking my daughter out to the range with me, guns were loud and kind of scary to her. She was younger than she is now, obviously. This was a few years ago. But you know, all I had at that time were like AR-15s, 9mm pistols. And while those things don't have a whole lot of recoil, they're very loud and they can be intimidating. And so that's something I realized, is that even with me holding on to the firearm to support it, to make sure that she knew that I was there and that it was safe, it still scared her, the concussion and the noise and all that. But being that, you know, it's just me and her kind of thing all the time, of course she wanted to be excited about what I was into. So I bought her a Red Ryder Daisy lever action BB gun, and she was very excited about this for a little while. She would come out to the range, shoot this, and she really liked having her own gun. And so that's kind of my first piece of advice. Get your kids something that is theirs, something that they can be excited about, because she would see me excited about new guns I would get, and it was really cool for her to have something of her own. What I did realize, though, is very quickly a kid will graduate past a BB gun, especially when they see their parents shooting things that are semi-automatic, and, you know, all you got to do is keep pulling the trigger to have fun instead of racking this thing every time. And for a younger kid, this lever action is not easy to rack, and that's one thing that I learned. But you gotta make sure that things are gonna be safe, especially when you move into real firearms. So I have drilled the rules of gun safety into my daughter's head over and over and over again, but not like a drill sergeant. One thing that I learned from my own dad, and what I've learned from other fathers and children that I've seen throughout my life, is that if you try to force your passions, your hobbies on your kids, it might just push them away from that. And so I have always given her the choice. Now, of course, I like it when she comes out with me to shoot. And so I do try to get her to come. But if she doesn't want to, I'm not going to make her do it. And when she does come, if she doesn't want to shoot that day, I'm not going to make her do it. But when she does, then I'm going to be as supportive as I possibly can and make sure that she enjoys it. I'm not going to force her to do anything that she doesn't want to do. And that's my second piece of advice. Make it fun and not something where they feel pressured. So there are a few things that's perfect for teaching your kid how to shoot as a Ruger 10/22. It's semi-automatic, which is a lot more fun than reloading every shot. And it's just super easy to shoot well. You ready? Safety's on. So when you're ready, click the safety off and fire. Lean into it a little. There you go. Look through the scope. Try to lean in more. Yep. Nice. So it'll be easier if you lean in, not back. You're doing good, sweetie.
This has because I.
Careful where you point it. Nice. Nice. Yes. Killing it. It took me a long time in my history of acquiring firearms before I got a 22, because a 22 long rifle was not something that I was personally very excited about. But I realized that my daughter didn't want to shoot AR-15s and 9mm handguns, 1911s, and AKs. They seemed scary to her, and understandably so. They're very loud, and they do have a bit of recoil. While that may not seem like a heavy recoil to an adult, to a younger kid, it is. And so that's my next thing, is get a 22. Once you feel like your kid has learned to be safe with a BB gun, and you have to treat the BB gun just like a real firearm. Make sure they follow the 4 rules of gun safety religiously. You have to, even though it's a BB gun, you have to treat it like it's a real gun, because once those skills transfer over, they are going to have a real gun in their hands, and you want to make sure that they're very safe with it. And there's going to be times when those rules aren't followed and you need to correct them, but you got to do it in a nice way. But get a 22. I got this one first, and then, so this is a Heritage Rough Rider single action revolver. It's a 22 long rifle. You can also get a 22 mag cylinder for it, which I will. I just haven't sent off for it yet. And this is cool because it's an actual handgun, which she sees me shooting a lot. But the Ruger 10/22 is a great thing for a kid. Now, there are different models, and I do notice that this one seems a little big for her still, where she like leans back to hold it up. And it's hard for me to keep her forward and into it. But the great thing about it is 0 recoil. 22 long rifle out of this length barrel is not very loud. And she can shoot it very accurately as long as she pays attention to what she's doing. And it's a lot more fun and exciting than the lever action BB gun. Because once you start pulling the trigger, you can just keep pulling it. It's semi-automatic, just like Dad's guns. So besides making sure that shooting is fun for your kids, you gotta make sure that they know the 4 rules of gun safety. Know your target and what's beyond it. Don't point your gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. Finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot, and treat every gun as if it's loaded. And she knows those rules by heart, don't you? And shoot some more? So, it's charged, safety's on. Killing it. And while the 10 round rotary magazine that comes with a 22 or a 10-22 works just fine, get one of these 25 round Ruger BX25 mags, because then it even has a magazine like Dad's guns, and the fun just lasts a lot more rounds. Thing is shooting a 10-22 is even fun for Dad. Super fun. To me, it's very rewarding to watch my daughter get better at shooting, just like it was very rewarding to watch her get better at skiing. That's another one of my passions. And eventually, I can't wait to teach her how to surf, because that is majorly one of my passions, but I live in Idaho now. But it's a really, really rewarding experience to watch your kid get into what you're into. And if you're into guns, well, then it's a good thing to get your kid into that too. But like I said, as far as what I've learned, don't push them into it. You can definitely coax them into coming out to the range with you, but don't force them. Make it something that's fun, something that they want to do. Get them something that's going to be their own. And once they graduate from maybe that, like if it is a BB gun, or maybe your kid's old enough to start them with a 22, graduate them to something semi-automatic. I just think that they're going to have a lot more fun with it, and make sure that they know that you're excited when they're hitting the targets. That'll make it a lot more fun for them. From Sawtooth Tactical, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little different from other videos that I've done, but it is something that's very important to me. My daughter is the most important thing in the world to me. I'm sure many of you guys are parents, or like I said, aunts and uncles as well. And your kids, nieces, nephews are very important to you. And so why not share what else is important to you with them? It's a really, really good time, and it'll put a smile on your face. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe to Sawtooth Tactical. I'll have a link for my Patreon down below. Please consider joining that. Any help for the channel is greatly appreciated and will help us grow and get new things to be able to review, bring you guys good new content. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped. So the Heritage Rough Rider brings out my inner cowboy. We're at a pretty good distance. Let's see how we can do with one hand. Not bad for one hand. So this